I think I was the guy that first said, like, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is usually about 6 months.
But not this time. But definitely not this time. It's not one. My dad is involved in covering up an assassination everybody saw on TV. Not this time. Okay, more Charlie Kirk news. So I showed you that Megyn Kelly gave a very, at the best way you could describe it, a disingenuous response to a question if she thought that the Charlie Kirk investigation was on the up and up, and she said yes, she does. She believes everything Kash Patel said, and she has no questions, none. That's Megyn Kelly. What a great reporter.
Good faith.
What's that?
Megyn Good Faith Kelly, they call it.
Megyn Good Faith Kelly. And now here she's going to ask. So it's funny, now she turns the tables, and she asked that same question to Don Jr. So this, and by the way, let me just say, just from man to man, another guy to another guy, you got to lose the Hunter Biden stubble beard, because it's getting hard to tell you guys apart on camera. I mean,
it is.
Hunter kind of wrecked that look for you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go.
How do you feel about the investigation into Charlie's death? Can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
So obviously she doesn't, because if she didn't have a question about it, why would she ask him? By the way, Megyn Kelly has no questions. Go watch my other video. She has no questions. She 100% believes what the establishment narrative is and what the FBI is saying. She has no questions, no doubts, zero skepticism, nothing. So why would you ask him that question? If you think it's on the up and up, why would you ask the guy who's the son of the head of the administration putting this story out? So that's, to me, suspect right away. But listen to what his answer is. Do you think? So here's her question again.
How do you feel about the investigation into Charlie's death? Can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
So far, listen. So far, so good. I think I've had this conversation with a lot of the guys that have been very involved from the beginning, and others that are a big part of that movement that are are going to take more of a role, guys like JD, like, hey, he believes we have to keep this going. People, myself, hey, I did a lot of them, but I got to do even more. We got to keep this going. There's never going to be a replacement for Charlie Kirk. You can't plug that.
So I don't know if you notice, what he's doing is not answering the question. I don't know if he's got a ton of stuff to say. And that's what a liar does when they're lying. They overtalk. And so
I spaced out while he was talking.
What's that?
I spaced out while he was talking.
I already spaced out too. Yeah. So he's over-explaining something that wasn't even asked of him. That he's acting as if the question was, hey, how was TPUSA supposed to keep going? That wasn't the question. But he's pretending that was the question because he doesn't want to answer the first question. Okay, here we go.
But if we can find 10 people that can do 10% of what he did, and they go all in and do that, we can keep that alive. And honestly, we all owe that to him to do it. And so, we're gonna make sure that happens. And
don't you think what we owe to Charlie Kirk is an actual investigation into who killed him and what the group of people were involved in this? Because it was obviously a coordinated hit. Don't you think that you owe that to Charlie Kirk and his family and everybody at TPUSA and everybody across the country in general? You don't think that you owe that? No. What they owe to Charlie is to turn TPUSA back into a Zionist organization after he had taken it away from being a Zionist organization. That's what that means. That's what
he didn't even really take it away from that. He merely allowed some people to be on his event.
That's correct.
And asked a couple of questions. So he didn't really transgress in any real way, but it's enough, for them to take your thing and move on without you.
Maybe we're blessed to, again, one day find a generational talent like that can, take over and step in. But, I think he helped create and foment so many young people and bring them into the movement where they're able to speak their mind. And now,
I got to tell you, he does not have the same affliction that his father does. His dad's got the water retention around the ankles. Boy, does he have skinny ankles. That's all I'm saying.
Nice thin ankles.
Nice, very thin.
Trump boy.
The big part of it is really a critical mass. They used to get the whole, hey Don, great to see you. Like, hiding their support.
He's just
People have learned that
talking
the biggest thing
now.
we can do is be
I'm going to
unafraid.
fast forward.
If we're unafraid, if you're willing to speak your mind, you can do that respectfully. No one's telling you have to get on a mic and speak in front of thousands of people, but just having the dialogue in and of itself is enough. So many more people than you would ever possibly know believe what you believe, but there's been a social consequence to actually saying it out loud. They've seen that. They've been through cancel.
So he's trying to find applause lines left and right. He's trying to find this free speech kind of lane, this pro Charlie Kirk kind of lane to talk about, and he's hoping the question goes away, but it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away.
Are they blinking the light on him while he's talking? Do you
yeah,
think?
Right? Yeah.
Culture. They've been to the PTA.
So
meeting.
there's someone off stage going, "Wrap it up, Don. Don, wrap it up. Wrap it up."
Things they've seen what happens in the Starbucks lines. You open that door for them once they realize, you know what, there is kind of a support network here. If I figure it out, it's so cathartic.
You can't die in your bed saying, "Thank God I never offended anyone." That is just no way to go through life. That would be such a sad result.
I actually feel like if I haven't offended someone, I've actually accomplished nothing.
Yes, I failed.
Now, I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to this crap, but
So here comes the question again, Don, because you didn't answer it first. So here it comes again. Even Megyn Kelly knows how to do this part of journalism. Here we go.
Just to round back, do you have confidence in the investigation? Should we have confidence in this FBI investigation?
And if she had confidence in it, why would she ask this question twice? If like she says, she doesn't have one question about this investigation and she believes everything Kash Patel and the establishment is saying about the assassination, why would you ask Don Jr. twice? If he had faith in this, because she doesn't, but she's lying in public saying she does. She's pretending she does because she doesn't want AIPAC to come at her at Sirius XM and take her corporate job away, and then her corporate media goes away. That's what this is, right? So she's on the corporate algorithm on YouTube, which I would love. I'm super jealous because a lot of people are on. And so you don't have to actually have a show that appeals to people to get a lot of views and become popular on YouTube if you're on the corporate algorithm because they push you, just like Lex Friedman. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like that. That guy's zero talent. He's the equivalent of a human's Ambien pill, and yet he's got millions of subscribers and he's got millions of views, and nobody likes him.
Well, I met him. I liked him. I mean,
I'm talking about his show.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, all right. And here is Megyn Kelly, and same thing. And so she knows if she crosses AIPAC, they're going to come for her over at Sirius XM, and they're going to take her off the air, and then she's going to lose her corporate algorithm maybe over at YouTube too. And so that's why she's telling people that she doesn't have any questions about the establishment narrative about Charlie Kirk. And that, I know that's not true because she's asking him twice if he has faith in it. Why would you even ask it once? But twice, and this is the son of the president of the administration that's putting out this story about Charlie Kirk's death. You're going to ask the son of the guy who's the head of this investigation, Donald Trump, you're going to ask them twice if he believes in it? So yes, in fact, she did twice. So that tells me for sure she doesn't believe what she's saying. But let's listen to Don Jr. again, 2 times, not answer the question.
Investigating.
I do, and I mean, I don't know.
Here, let me back it up.
Just to round back, do you have confidence in the investigation? Should we have confidence in this FBI investigating?
I do, and I mean, I don't know. I don't like it when the people have the private. I mean, I'm having a.
$100 for the answer for the man with the scruffy beard.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see. Here we go. Sold to the gullible person in the front row with the Jewish star on them.
But I've spoken to everyone, around, and Erica, and like I do have confidence. And when I start seeing some of the other stuff, it's like, man. And by the way, just so we're clear, as you all probably know, if you're here, you probably follow me a little bit. Like, I'm about as conspiratorial as it gets within the realm of sanity for good cause, right? I think I was the guy that first said, like, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is usually about 6 months.
But not this time. But definitely not this time. It's not one. My dad is involved in covering up an assassination everybody saw on TV. Not this time. This time, this is crazy if you have a question about a guy putting together a gun and assembling it and then disassembling it and climbing up and having it in his backpack, even though it wouldn't fit in his backpack and it wouldn't fit down his pants. And then he changed his clothes 3 times and he disassembled the gun and then he left the screwdriver up there and then somehow he put the gun back together again in a forest after and then he changed his clothes again and then he went to a Popeyes and then it's just like this. Nothing makes sense. But it's okay to him. Okay, here we go. It's
I was the guy canceled for pushing all of the obvious things that were conspiracy theories that Wuhan or whatever it may be, lab virus leak. The problem is there is a cottage industry of just clicks and people that are more than happy to to profiteer.
So the same thing that people said about him and other people who were debunking the lies of the COVID narrative, they said, "Oh, you're just doing this for clicks." Which is the exact opposite. I almost lost my channel by telling the truth about COVID. I almost got my whole YouTube, my whole business almost got taken away from me because I was telling the truth about COVID. I didn't do it for money. It's the exact opposite. I did it because it was the truth. It was very deleterious to me, not only on YouTube, but it was bad for me in Hollywood. I lost almost all my friends in Hollywood, turned on me. People I've known all my life. So this idea that it's so easy to accuse people of doing something for clicks, which is what people said about people. What's that?
You're telling the truth, and people would like to hear that, so they're going to click on it.
That's exactly right.
What do you mean? Like I got paid off, like the $7K a month club? From,
that's right. Israel is currently paying social media stars $7,000 a post to lie for Israel. Nobody's doing that about to debunk COVID. Nobody's doing that to debunk the Charlie Kirk thing. In fact, the exact opposite. You're accusing people of telling the truth about it for going for clicks, which is the exact same thing people said about you. If it's true that he debunked the COVID narrative, I don't know. I didn't hear anything he said about it.
Prosecutions, DT Jr., where's all the prosecutions if the conspiracies were real about COVID?
Off of that. Again, I'm not saying that a lot of this stuff isn't real and isn't true, and I've been pushing all of that, but
he's not saying that a lot of this isn't true. That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're saying that people who question the official narrative are doing it for clicks. That's what you just said, and now you're saying 2 things at once. Now you're saying, no, a lot of it's true. Well, which is it? Are they lying for clicks, or is a lot of it true? Which is it?
Some of the stuff does get a little bit off the rails, and I think
some of the stuff, some of it. So why don't you talk about the majority of it then? Why are you talking about the sliver of stuff that goes off the rails, which nobody's talking about that?
Any specifics?
What are the stuff that goes off the rails, and what are the stuff that's true? So if the majority of it is true and only some of it is untrue, why would you focus on the some of it that's not true instead of focusing on the most of it that is actually true when people question the official narrative? Isn't that weird? So he's lying. So this is what happens when people lie. Their story doesn't make sense and they talk too much. So he's now talking too much, so he's contradicting himself, which is what all liars do. And that's exactly what he's doing here.
You're really, it's been used even by the other side as a way to distract from the bigger picture of what happened to him, of what the other side has proven that they are actually willing to do. I got in trouble a little bit for saying it. People are like, that was so terrible. I go, no, you should watch the video. Like, no, but that's gruesome. Maybe your friend. I was like, no, watch the video. It is gruesome. It is sick. It is absolutely disgusting. But it is exactly what they are willing to do to you.
So
how do you feel about the investigation?
He immediately brings it back to left and the right have to hate each other. He immediately gets his bearings back and like, oh wait, this all has to end up in the left wants to kill you. The left this was a lefty who hated who was a trans lover who hated Charlie because Charlie told the truth about trans stuff. That's all.
It makes no sense.
If you believe that, I've got a vaccine I'd like to sell you, just like his father sold us. Let's remember that. It was his father and their administration that still takes credit for the Operation Warp Speed. That's how you should get a new experimental medical treatment to market at warp speed.
Yeah.
Hey, something that usually takes 10 years to find out what all the side effects are. Let's get it done in like 5 seconds. And
I don't like things like Operation Make Sure It's Not Poison First.
Yeah.
That would have slowed us down in a competitive global market. I mean,
I just want to play this one more time. I played it in my other segment with Megyn Kelly. This is just one thing that Don Jr. and Megyn Kelly want you to think is possible that it's not. Because they said he brought the gun up. He had it disassembled. Tyler Robinson had the gun disassembled. He had it in his backpack, which it wouldn't fit in his backpack. Then they said he had it jammed down his pants. Well, he couldn't have it jammed down his pants because he was wearing shorts. And then he changed his clothes. Then they said he went on the roof and he took it out of his backpack and then he put it together, took the shot, then disassembled it, left the screwdriver on the roof, then jumped off the roof, put it back in his backpack, which it wouldn't fit, and then went to the woods and put it back together, even though he left the screwdriver on the roof. He put it back together, and then he put a towel around it. So this is going to debunk that theory.
Buy the reassembly. I do not buy that. Yourself, unless this kid has secretly been training like John Wick for the past 6 months. So watch this guy break this down.
Now, if I take a shot and immediately disassemble this, I have to remove the bolt, remove the magazine, grab my Allen key, hit the 2 bolts on the bottom, put those away in the Allen key, grab my Torx key, remove the scope, put everything in the backpack, make sure I have everything, and make my way downtown. Okay, which is going to take a lot longer for him than it is for me, especially because his fine-tuned motor function, something as simple as grabbing an Allen key to a little bolt, is going to be extremely impaired due to a dump of adrenaline throughout his bloodstream. An extreme elevated heart rate is going to make these fine-tuned skills extremely difficult. I mean, just for him to think and analyze of what needs to be done to disassemble this rifle and get away would be difficult. And we're not even going to touch the top.
Right now he's 47 seconds and he's struggling and he's totally calm.
Yeah.
And he didn't just shoot a guy.
Right.
And then he's supposed to get it in that stupid fucking backpack.
Doesn't fit.
It's literally, it makes no sense.
Comment down below and don't.
So this is what Don Jr. would want you to believe that's real. He has faith in that story that's easily debunked just by watching that guy try to put together that gun and take it apart. And he left the screwdriver on the roof. So how did he put it back together again in the first place?
Oh, maybe there was a screwdriver in the Palantir house.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, where he dropped the gun, where Tyler Robinson supposedly dropped the gun, that property owned by Palantir. Also, that same property was in a Google search that came out of Israel before the shooting. Isn't that weird? That exact address where he dropped the rifle was in a Google search, came from Israel before the shooting. Isn't that weird? So Don Jr., Megyn Kelly, completely incurious about or skeptical of anything Kash Patel and the Trump administration is saying about the shooting. Now, of course, Don Jr. has to lie because it's his father's administration. I get that. I get that he's not going to come out there and contradict his father's administration while his father is president.
Yeah.
I get that. And it would have been better if he said, hey, I can't talk about this. My father's president. It's his administration. I don't want to talk about this investigation and say anything that would compromise it or contradict it or cause a news cycle. I'm not going to talk about it. That's what he should have said. But instead he lied.
Well, Megyn Kelly, both of them seem like they don't believe what they're saying. I mean,
neither of them.
They're not convinced. So her bringing it up again is really like a kind of a mean improv trick to pull on. He has to yes and that improv. Do you think it's good, Don?
I mean, it's easier to find someone who doesn't like paid vacations than it is to find someone who's not lying about Charlie Kirk.
Or all the other shootings that have happened in the last 2 years, which I must say are all as bizarre. Hey, remember the guy who went to New York from L.A. with an AR-15 for some reason because he's mad about high school football?
Yeah, remember that?
They shot a woman in Blackstone.
Remember that? Yeah.
There's always one, and we just move on.
And then we just move on. So let's hear her question one more time for John Jr.
How do you feel about the investigation into Charlie's death? Can we have faith in it? Do you feel like it's being well handled?
Yeah. What's your main takeaway? Is it that they're going to kill Candace Owens and make it look like suicide after her battle with mental health? Because that's my main takeaway. That's what I think. Let's listen to his babada 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 one more time. This is fun. Watch it. Babada 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 babada.
So far, listen. So far, so good. I think I've had this conversation with a lot of the guys that have been, very involved from the beginning, and others that are a big part of that movement that are, are going to take, more of a role. Guys like JD, like, hey, he believes we have to keep this going. People, myself, hey, I did a lot of them, but I got to do even more. We got to keep this going. There's never going to be a replacement for Charlie Kirk. You can't plug.
He immediately didn't answer the question. He immediately went on. He's pretending like she asked him, hey, how do we keep TP USA going without Charlie? That's not the question she asked at all. And he was hoping she would take the hint and just move on. Mm-hmm. She does not take the hint. And she asked the question to him. He's obviously not answering that question on purpose. He's obviously trying to change the subject. And she wouldn't let it happen. Isn't that weird? Because if you thought that the investigation was on the up and up, why would you even ask that question? And B, why would you ask it twice?
Because you want to torture Donald Trump Jr. with the question. That's very clear. That's what she wanted to do because she was uncomfortable.
Yep.
And she thought it'd be fun to put it on him.
Yeah, let's put it on him. Let's make this about him instead of about me.
It was fun.
It was fun. It's fun to watch Don Jr. lie like that. That's fantastic. Anyway, all right. If you'd like to hear my Charlie Kirk jokes, which I have plenty of jokes about the investigation, come see me in Australia. We have second shows in every venue. And then we'll be in Burbank, California. That's the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. Everybody's off. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and we'll see you in Pottstown. Hey, did we get that ticket link for Waikiki yet?
Nope, but we asked today again. We've been asking every day.
Wow. So they're slow to come up with the ticket link for Waikiki, but it's coming.
Hey, come see me in San Diego, by the way.
Kurt will be in San Diego this weekend, so go see
American
Kurt in San Diego. That's right. Come see us in Australia. Second show's added in Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. We'll see you in Burbank, California, the day after Thanksgiving. It's a Friday. And then Pottstown, Pennsylvania, December 6th. Plus, January 11th, we're going to be in Waikiki at the Blue Note. Tickets not available yet for them, but go to jimmydore.com for a link for all the other tickets. Hey, check out this story we covered about Kenya's monumental defeat against Bill Gates. Click the video on the screen to watch.